Hi all, welcome to another stream for the weekend. I hope we're live and trying a few new things on the OBS. Yeah, looks. Let me just. Yeah, we are live. Awesome. Let me just see it on YouTube as well. Yeah, there we are. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So let's get started with today's stream. Let's dive into solving a few puzzles right off the bat, and we are playing with black pieces here. Hmm. Okay. So this is a daily puzzle. I believe this should not be that difficult. I'm thinking about pushing e3 here, check, and then the king has to go to f1 in order to protect the rook on g1. So king e3 check, king f1, and then if I exchange, he takes back. I play e2, but then he can play f2, right? e3 check, king f1, rook g1 check, king g1, and then f3 maybe. But then he can play king f1, check, and e2 is there. The problem is this. Oh wow. Let me. Yeah. The problem is this pawn on d5. If I exchange of pieces, then this d5 pawn will be a big nuisance for the black side. e3 check, king f1, g1, rook g1, and then king f3. But then king f1 is possible there. And rook g1, king g1, e3, then king f1 is still possible there, and then king e1. Okay. Rook g1, king g1, king g3, but then he can easily go to king f1, king f3, king e1, king e3, and then he can just, in fact, this. Oh wow, I think there is some issue with my camera. Let me try to fix this. This is strange. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure why. Hmm. Yeah, we're live, right? Yeah, okay. I'm not sure why I can't. I mean, why am I struggling with e3 here? e3 check should. Hmm, let's see. e3 check, king f1, rook g1, king g1. king f3, king f1. I can also play rook g4 there, but then the problem is he can exchange, and then, or maybe he can also play d5 at some point of time. I think I'm missing out on something really basic here. But rook g1, king g1, king e3, d5, king d2, d7. It's too late. e3 and he promotes to a check, right? Check, king f1 takes on g1, king g1, and then if I play e2, he can just play king f2. And after, let's say e3, check, king f1, rook g1, king g1, king f3, d5 also works. Why can't I figure this out? This is a little strange here. I'm not sure. Oh wow, we have a viewer on Twitch. By the way, I'm streaming both on live on Twitch and YouTube. So yeah, we finally have a viewer. Nice to have you on stream, man. Uh, Probably I'll update my Twitch stream also at some point of time. But anyhow, rook g1, king g1. I guess I'll just play rook g4 here. I'm not sure. Okay, wow. Let's see what's the solution. e3. Yeah. Okay. Then what? King f1, e2 check. Oh wow, such a simple move, because if he captures on e2, I just take the rook, and if he comes to f2, I still take on g1, king g1, and then promote. Awesome. Okay, so we're playing with white pieces there. Um, so obviously he just cannot capture on b6 because of this check. I mean, or maybe I can give him a, I can threaten this first and then play knight d7. Yeah, let's go for this, knight c5, and then I can push, but then he can take with check. b7, rook c5 check. Let's the king move somewhere, and then he can just the king rook b5, right? Then everything is saved. Knight d7 check, king e6, and then I can play. That is better. Awesome. Um. Okay, let's see. We are playing with white pieces here. So I can capture on g7, but then my rook on e7 is hit, so I need to protect that as well. Hmm. Or do I need to protect? Because I can, let's say, rook f7, king f7, rook g7 check. Also, I have h7, but then rook e7, sorry, king e7, and then I can't promote, right? Yeah. But what if I play rook a7, rook a7, and then h7? Because then there is no rook on the last rank, and even if king e7, I just promote, right? That's one way to go about rook a7. But obviously, he's not obliged to capture. But then we win a pawn, right? And then rook g7 is already a threat. So yeah, rook a7, rook a7, h7. How do you defend h8 queen? You can't. Let's go for this. Now I can even take here. Awesome. On the roll. Okay, so we're playing in black pieces. Hmm. I see. Let's say if I capture on c1 and he captures on b7, I can play rook g1 check, and then he's got two options, king h3 or king h4. Let's say king h4 first. Then I have got bishop f2 check, and that should be a mate, right? Yeah. Let me see. Rook c1, queen b7, rook g1 check, king h4, and the bishop f2 is a mate. Yeah. Oh no, he has got king h, rook h3. Sorry, king h3 there. Right. King h3 is inevitable, I believe. Rook c1, king, queen b7, rook g1, king h3. Let's say. And then what? How do I go about that? Then I don't have anything. Hmm. Let's see. I mean, if I can only save my bishop on b7 and then continue with rook c1 or something like that, then it makes sense because then I have something to play for. But at the moment, my bishop on b7 is hit by the queen, so I need to do something about that. Um, okay, so if I play rook c1, you can go for, I'm not sure what, rook c1. Okay, let me just switch on my YouTube comments as well here so that I can see if someone is. Oh wow, we have a viewer on YouTube as well. That's awesome. Yeah, so rook c1, queen v7, rook g1, king h3, and then what do I have? I don't have anything to attack, right? Hmm. What about something like bishop d5? We are still hitting the bishop on c8, right? So he has to save it. And he can play something like bishop d2 or bishop a3. Because bishop d2 is just bad because of rook c2, right? And so he has to play bishop a3 after bishop d5, bishop a3, let's say. Hmm. And rook c2, I still don't have any attack going on there. Or maybe I have with bishop f2, right? Let's play bishop, something like bishop d5 here, save the bishop, and rook c2 followed by bishop f2, let's say. Bishop d5, let's say bishop a3, rook c2, and let's say I get another move, I play bishop f2 check, right? Now, you can play bishop something like king h3, but then bishop f3. But then that's bad because you can give me a check and probably play bishop b2 at some point of time. King h6 is there though. But then queen f8, king comes to h5. That could be a potential idea, but let's see. Rook c1, bishop b, king queen b7, rook g1, king h3, g7 idea. I don't see. I mean, bishop d5 is what I'm thinking about. Hmm. Oh wow, bishop d5. If bishop a3, I have got rook a8, and then I win the bishop there. And bishop d2, rook c2. Yeah, so let's go for this. So he is giving away his bishop, right? I think I have to, because if I play rook c2, he just gets my bishop for free. Awesome. Okay, so our queen is hit, but the bishop on d2 is right now, e2 is right now being pinned by the rook on d2. That is awesome. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Now, what's the problem with rook h1? We hit the queen, right? But then he can cap. Yeah, he can't because the bishop is pinned, right? So rook. But is rook f4 better? Because rook f4, pawn f4, I've got bishop c5 check, and then king has to come to g3. At which point of time I can play something like, I'm not sure, but let's see. Rook f4 check, pawn f4, bishop c5 check, king g3, and rook h1 is way better, right? Because queen h1 is not possible. Maybe queen h1 is still possible, but then we capture the bishop. Switch check, rook captures. Yeah, that should be it. Awesome. Okay, so we have an endgame puzzle here. Okay, so the king side is kind of locked. Sorry, the queen side is kind of locked. This pawn on g5 is a little nuisance, I would say, for the black side. But I also have a pass pawn on f5. So that way we are even in terms of material. But then I have got something like king, let's say. So I have to remain in this square of the pawn of g5 pawn. Yeah. I can play something like king e5, preventing the access of f4 to my opponent's king. But then he has got king coming to g3. Yeah. Check, but then he comes with king g4. The other thing is, what if, oh wow, is this one of those positions where we attack, the first to attack the opponent's pawn loses? So I think king f7 should be the move. If he plays king f4, I have got something like king g6, and that is winning, right? Let's go for king f7. That looks way better here. Right. Now I can capture and win a pawn there. And now I can't play king g6 because of king f4. Or can I? Because let's say king g6, king f4, I can play a5 there, right? So after king g6, he can also go for king d4, but then I can play f4 or capture also. That could be one way to go about it, right? Because king d4 is inevitable, so why not just capture the pawn there? At least create a threat of capturing the pawn on g5. Yeah, works like charm. So we are playing with white pieces this time. There is some dark square weaknesses, although I'm not really doing much about it at the moment. Mhm, mhm. Can we somehow trap my opponent's queen? It's something like bishop a4. Let's say I get another move and I play rook a2. Yeah. But then he has got queen d2 there, which is why this bishop move was actually played. Nice. One move that I do like is queen e7, but then it loses to rook queen a1. So what about rook b1, queen, let's say d2 maybe, and then queen e7? I'm attacking the rook and also I mean the rook is not attacked technically because it's being protected by the pawn on the bishop on h6. Um, oh wow, the other move is knight c2. If you think about this, after knight c2, my opponent's queen is trapped. I'm threatening rook b1 there, right? Knight c2, if I get another move, he has, I mean, I can make then rook b1, and my opponent's queen is trapped. She can't go anywhere. So let's go for this maybe, knight c2, and now rook b1, and now I can capture on d2, but it loses to queen b1, right? And if I capture, that is better because bishop e1, and then I capture it back. Awesome. Okay, so we're playing in white pieces, but then I can capture on g2, but then he has got a2 finally. I mean, luckily I have this bishop, so I can play something like, this should be easy, right? With bishop d4. Or I can also play something like king f3 here. King f3. Can he stop my bishop from coming to d4? Maybe he can play king e5, but then I have got. Oh wow, yeah, I have to play bishop d4 right away because if he plays king d5, then bishop d4 is not possible because even if I play king f3, he can play a2, and then I don't have enough time to play bishop d4. So let's play bishop d4 first. And now I can just keep it on this particular diagonal. Wait, what is this? Is this one of these moves? What's the issue? Um, Knocking f3 maybe, but I don't see why. I mean, what's the issue with any of the moves on this diagonal? Let's see. What's the problem with bishop a1 here? After this, why doesn't bishop a1 work? And after this, can't he just come up with the same idea? Oh, okay, got it. So we're creating our advantage on the other file. Yeah. Anyhow, let's go for the next puzzle. We are playing with black pieces here. Mhm. So I'm thinking about something like king f1 maybe, threatening e2 e1 because luckily there is no king rook f6 because of my knight here. So let's say king f1. What can he do? You can probably push c5, e2. He has got rook coming to e6 there. And if I promote, he captures on e1, king e1, and then c7, c6. Knight comes to what like e5, comes to c7, and then there is no. I mean, yeah. Then I can't stop the pawn from promoting. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. So maybe okay, let's see. King d3, c5, e2, rook comes to e6 there. right? And then what? Um, Something like, I don't know, knight f2, c6, knight e4, c7. I promote and he also promotes, right? Okay. Let's see. King d3, c5, e2, rook e6. I promote on e1, rook e1, king e1, and then c6. Can my knight come to c7 or c8 somehow? Because if he can, then we can just push the g pawn. Right, let's knight f6. Yes, c7, and then I don't have anything, right? So that does not work. Okay, let me change the music first. Wasn't great. Um, so that does not really work. My knight really cannot defend the pawn on the c file. Knight e5, but then rook e6 is still possible there. And if I capture on c5, king captures. I mean, he's got the a pawn, right? Which will be faster, I believe. Okay, let's see. Oh, hi, Ritkesh. Nice to have you on stream. Uh, I'll be more than happy if you can help me with this puzzle. Struggling a bit here. What are you doing now? I'm streaming at the moment, as you can see. Um, okay, so we're playing with black pieces in this puzzle. Knight f2. But what's the idea behind that? I'm not sure. Knight e5, rook e6 is still there. Knight d7 with the idea of knight c5 check and winning the rook. Knight e5 looks great here. Knight e5 because if rook e6, then I've got knight d7. Obviously, he will not fall for this trap, but then do I get to play king f1 and then push? I'm not sure because then he can do f6, right? King f3, c5, I push. He will not play c6, obviously, because that prevents him from playing rook e6. So king f3, c5, e2, rook e6. And then knight f6, maybe? Knight f6. If rook e2, king e2, c6, and then I can play. Oh yeah, that is better. I guess king f3 should do the trick. Wow, it does not. Let's see what's the solution. King f3, king f2, and then rook e6 and e2. But if he captures c5, I have got this move. Nifty. Sorry, King D1. King D1. I guess you were a little late, man, or maybe there's some lag, but let me just see. King D1. I'm not sure if King D1 would solve anything. Yeah, that's not the right. Sorry, King D1 is not the right move, but what's the idea behind King D1? That would be better, right? Awesome. So we're playing with white pieces. The rook is hit, by the way. That's a pretty. I mean, it's a kind of a thing. It makes the other player capture on a8. So yeah, why not go for rook, queen a8, sorry, queen h8 check, and then we also win the other rook, right? I guess this is one of those pushing the pawn. Yeah, but then I was not sure how that would take place after rook e2, queen h8, right? Yeah, queen h8 is what I'm thinking about. But the only thing is, am I missing out on something? I don't think I have anything here. Let's go for this. Okay, so my bishop, now my knight is hit. Sorry, my rook on c5 is hit. Um, I mean, I can capture on c6. If knight c6, that is bad because of queen f8. So after rook c6, queen c6 is possible. Um, and then what? What do I get here? I don't get anything. The other option is I can just capture on b4, pawn b4, and then I can bring my other rook, right? That is better, right? Um, Also, I can play rook c1 right away, but let's say if he castles. So better is bishop b4, pawn b4, and then rook c1. Yeah, and then we are attacking the knight on c6. How do you save that? You can't. Even if you castle, I capture on c6 first, attack the queen. The queen is kind of pinned. So yeah, bishop b4 and rook c1 is my idea. Awesome. Mhm. So if this queen was not on this diagonal, then rook e8, check, king h7, and then queen e4 would have been better. But technically, we're up. We are equal in material if you think about this. And he's attacking my f2 pawn directly, and then there's a threat of checkmate on g2. Not at the moment because my queen is protecting, but yeah, the idea is the same. Queen b8, check. King h7. I'm not sure how to go about that. Then maybe rook e8, check, king h7. I have got queen e4, queen e4, rook e4. I'm not sure if this is better because this pawn will be a great asset for the black side. Maybe let's say he goes for b5, rook b4, rook a4. I'm not sure if this pawn can ever advance without the involvement of the king on h7, and then meanwhile I can push for g4 and f4. Could be one idea to go about. So maybe rook e8 and queen e4 is the way to go. Let's see, rook e8, king h7, and then queen e4, check, queen e4, rook e4. With the idea of playing rook b5 at also rook b4 also at some point of time, but I'm not sure if we have anything else apart from that. Yeah, let's go for this maybe. I don't see anything else here. I mean, if there was no direct attack on f7, then maybe something like, I don't know, queen b8, the idea of this. Now, is queen e4 the only move that I can make here, which is, and then we can head for a better endgame? I'm not sure. Rook h8, king h8, and then even then, I don't have anything. Queen c8, queen f2, king h1, and queen g2 is mate. So I can't allow him to capture there. So maybe queen e4. Come on, what's the move here? So what's the point of this move? What are we trying to achieve? Is it queen g8, but then he has got this move, right? Okay. Anyhow, okay, so what about, I think bishop h6 looks real good. Rook e8, king h7, queen f7. Oh, wow, man, I did not see your comment, my bad. But then I don't see the point of playing queen f7 in the previous puzzle, because what's the idea of playing queen f7 there? I did not see it. I mean, the move did occur to me, but I did not see the idea. Anyhow, in this position, I think bishop h6 looks real good, because of if king b1, we just capture the rook on d1. That's mate. So yeah, bishop h6. He can probably play his bishop back. And I have to be aware of this knight check on d7, but I'm not sure. Queen f7, queen g8. Yeah, queen g8 check, but then king g6, and then what? Maybe rook d6. Yeah, that could be an idea. Queen g8, king g6, rook d6 could be the idea. Yeah, but anyhow, I think let bygones be bygones. Over here, I think bishop h6 is what I'm aiming at. I think it's needless to say, right? And I can now capture. So is bishop d2 the best move? Bishop d2 check, and then bishop f6 maybe. Let's see. Knight d2, bishop d4. I don't know, like knight b3 check. King goes somewhere. Let's say b1. I can capture on h1. The better thing would be to capture the bishop. And then what do we have? We have two binary pieces against a rook, right? That's equal in terms of material. What about bishop d2 check? Bishop d2 obviously, and then I can capture, but then he can play g3 here, right? If I captured my rook, so it's better to play um, knight d2. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, could be rook e6. Yeah. Um. Okay. So we are playing with white pieces in this position. Oh, I can't. I was just looking at the dashboard of my stream. There's some issue with it. I'm not sure why. Anyhow, so we are playing with white pieces here. There's some pressure on g5, also on f3. If it were black to move knight f3, and I lose a piece there. Yeah. Let's see. Bishop f6. Bishop f6, king f6 is bad because of knight d4. So bishop f6, knight f3, pawn f3, king f6, and then let's say rook e6, king f7 is there. Oh wait. Let me see. Bishop f6, knight f3, pawn f3, king f6, and then knight e5 check. The knight cannot take because we're grabbing, we're getting a full rook there, and yeah, that is better. Let's go with bishop f6 here. Is it knight d4 and then knight d5 or what? What's the idea here? Wait, but what's the issue with bishop f6 first? Oh yeah, I did not see this. Wow. I think now this is where I'm losing my focus, and this is my uh, threshold point. I mean, I was hoping to get to 2450 before I start to make some silly mistakes, but maybe let's see if we can solve this puzzle. Maybe we'll aim at 2050, otherwise we'll just call it a day for puzzles and we'll probably play a game or two. But yeah, let's see. So it's an endgame puzzle. Yeah, so the idea here is to get rid of this pawn with something like king d3, eventual c3, and then attack. I can't save that pawn to be honest. What about king g4 here? And then there's no way to defend this pawn on f4, right? The only pawn that I need to be careful is this e6 pawn. But I think king f g4 is the better move. Okay, so you were talking about knight d4, bishop d4, rook e7, rook e7. I think you're missing out on something, that last puzzle, right? So knight d4, bishop d4, rook e7, check, rook e7, rook e7. Okay, I'm not sure what exactly you mean by that, but anyhow, my rating, I only play rapid. My rating is 2150 if I remember it correctly. What's your rating though? And I only play on League Chess, by the way. Yeah, so I'm thinking about king g4 here. And now I can capture with the pawn, but I think capturing with uh, the king makes sure so that my pawn structure is not ruined. However, after king f5, he can play king f3, getting the opposition. I'm thinking about capturing on h4, but then he can play something like king f4, and then it's kind of a problematic situation. Let's capture on f5 maybe first. Awesome. Fine. So we are in 2440. Let's try to reach 2450 before calling it a day for the puzzles. Hmm. So I think here this bishop h2 check should do the trick. Bishop h2, king h1, bishop g3 check. The only move is bishop h3 there. Bishop h2, king h1, bishop g3, bishop h3, and then I can just capture the rook on I don't know, rook e8, rook e8, bishop e8 maybe. Yeah. And what about queen h2, king f2, and then bishop d4 check. Oh, awesome, man. Awesome. That's great. I'm thinking about this is better, right? King h2. Sorry, queen h2. king f2, bishop d4, check. And then the black king cannot really move, right? He can play something like rook d4. I think, yeah, queen h2 and bishop d4 is better instead of playing bishop h2, king h1, bishop g3, bishop h3, and then capturing the rook. That's better, but I think that's good. But then the better move would be queen h2, king f2, and bishop d4, check. Rook comes to e3, and then we capture the rook on e3. Unfortunately, there are no checks available. Okay, he has got something like bishop uh, e6 check that I need to be careful, but then king h7. Yeah, let's go for this. And bishop d4. And now I can capture. Rook e3 or bishop e3 is what I'm thinking about. Rook e3 is better in terms of the fact that we are, but bishop e3 is more direct. Bishop e3, he can play king e1 or king e2. So the better thing is to just play rook e3 there. Bishop e6, then king h7, and then there are no checks available. Okay, he has got king knight f8 there. Sorry, I will not be able to chat sometime because I have one assignment. We'll complete the assignment. I will be back. Sure, man. If I'll be there, nice. It would be great to have you on stream. But anyhow, I hope I'll be there when you come back. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do give it a shot, man. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking about. Rook e3, bishop e6, king h7, knight f8, check. Rook f8, queen f8, and then something like rook f3 check. I'm not sure. Yeah, that should also do the trick. But the point is, rook e3, bishop e6, king h7, knight f8, rook f8, bishop comes to oh, great, man. Thanks a lot if you have subscribed. Bishop f5, king h8 is there. Yeah. Awesome. We're getting closer to 2450. So we're playing with what white pieces there. Let's see. Rook e5, pawn e5, and then something like queen e6 check. And then he has got only two options, king f8 or king d8. Let's say king d8. What about queen h7 check? Right? He has to save the queen, so he can go to d8 or I don't know, like e d6, right? Let's see, queen h7, king d8, and then queen h8, and then you're winning the rook on a8, right? So after queen h7, king has to play to queen h7, king d6. What about rook e6, pawn e6? And then queen h7 check, king d6. Still the same, right? Rook e5, pawn e5, queen e6 check, king f8 maybe, let's say. king d8, and then what do have? I don't have anything. Queen h7, king comes to d6. Not sure. I mean, rook e5, pawn e5. Also d6. Let's say queen d6. I have got queen h7 check, and then he has got two options: king f8 or king d8. Let's say if he plays something like king d8 and queen h8 check. Let's say king h7, and then we capture the rook, right? And so this is better, right? Because even if we place king d8, queen h8, and we are getting the rook there. So what after pawn push and king takes, then we capture the pawn with check, and that is better. And now is but then queen h8 is met with king f8, right? Yeah. Bishop g6 check. Oh yeah, queen h8, queen h8, queen f8, bishop d7 check. King has to come to d e7, and then maybe rook e5, or after, wait, queen h8, queen f8, bishop d7, king d7 is possible because queen f8 is protected by the rook on a8. Hmm. So maybe bishop g6 check. Let's say king d8, and then queen h8 is better, right? Yeah, which g6 looks better here. Awesome. So we've crossed 2450. That's great. Maybe let's call it a day for the puzzles. We have solved almost like 10-12 puzzles. That's great. Yeah. Let me just. Okay, so maybe let's play a game with the bot or a computer. Let's say with let's call it standard real time. Let's keep it 10-0. Probably play with strength 6 maybe with a random side. Okay, so we're playing with white pieces. Let's go for knight f3 here. Um, okay, e6, g3, d5. Wait, what is this? I can capture this pawn, right? I hope I'm not falling into some trap right off the bat. Should I capture or play d4? d4, knight e5, pawn e5, queen e7 is there. Queen e7 targeting my pawn f4. Nah, that's not good, right? Let's capture and then play bishop g2 maybe. Yeah. Okay, this title is kind of close right now. Bishop g4 could be an idea. Oh, so he wants to go for this kingside attack, is it? Nice. Should I play h4, knight g4 is there. So let's say if it's black to move and he plays h4, how do I go about this? Let's say if I play d4, h4, what do I do? Bishop g5, but then he captures on g3, right? And if I capture with the f pawn, okay, let's go for that. I mean, I'm just developing my pieces, right? So I should be not bad here. And there is no queen d4 check available. Also e4, e5 is another idea of mine. Now we have a good center here. If he captures, I can capture on e7. I can capture on e7, right? Oh, but then there's pressure on h2. Wow. Um, then I can play queen f3 there, but then queen f3 can play f6 there, right? And then h3 maybe, because the bishop on g5 cannot be captured because of queen f7 check. Queen f3, but then he can capture on d4 with check, and knight f2 it will be then threatening, right? I see. And if I capture on e7, queen e7, h3 is still something, but then he has got knight coming to e3. Wow, is my position collapsing? Let's see. Queen f3, queen d4 check, king h1, f6, bishop e7, queen e7, queen f3. Okay, let's go for this. Yeah. Now should I play queen f3? I mean, there's some pressure on h2, right? Also, this threat of knight e3 is always there. h3, knight e3, queen, I don't know, queen f3, knight f1, queen f3. h3, knight e3, the bishop is again hitting the... Let's play h4, but then g5. I'm not sure if it looks really ugly at the moment. Queen f3. So I can capture with my king, or should I capture with my queen? Let's play queen f3, but the knight c2 is also there, right? And then he can just castle on the, I don't know. Wow. So is my position this bad? I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure. Knight c3, queen b2. It's my knight, and the knight c3, queen b2, queen f2, queen b2. Let's play queen d1 here. If queen b2, I've got knight d2. Oh, come on, I'm losing my pawn again now. This is just bad. Super bad. Don't feel like playing this anymore. Oh, you know what? Let's call it a day, man. I don't know where did I go wrong here. So what should I do in case of h5? H h5 is h4 the good move? How should I go about h after this? How should I go about that? Yeah, I played d4, h4, and then queen d3. Okay, and what's that doing? If he pushes, go there, and if he captures, d4, h4. I should have seen knight g4 here, but I was like, just get all my pieces into the game. Anyhow, maybe let's call it a day, and we will come back at this bot tomorrow. Yeah, I guess let's call it a day. It's been pretty eventful, and if you liked what you saw, then do give it a shot, and do give my channel a shot. Till then, take care and goodbye.